So one of the most important things that we can teach you, that I can teach you from my years of doing radio and TV commercials, is that everything begins with the advertising agency. The whole concept, the whole idea of a television commercial or a radio commercial for a product begins with the ad agency. From the ad agency, it goes out to the casting directors. From the casting directors, it goes out to a breakdown of characters for the agents. From the agents, it goes to you. They call you and they say, can you make an audition at 2 o'clock on Wednesday for such and such product? If you can, say yeah, go do it. Then, does anyone know where it goes from there? It goes back to the agency. So the agency, you know, I'm talking about the advertising agency. They are the ones who make the ultimate decision. Casting directors are the ones who get the call from the agency. They then send the call out to the agents who gather together the breakdown of character. We need somebody who's 60 to 70 years old to do this, this, and this. Okay? And then you go do it. Ultimately, it goes back from that casting agent who filmed you, back to the agency to make the ultimate decision. So everybody plays a part. And if you know that and you understand the business, it makes it so much more comfortable for you when you go out, knowing that all these things are going down the line and you're part of it. The actor's a huge part of it, but you understand that it's from the agency, the advertising agency, to the casting director, to your agent, and then you go to the casting director for your audition, and then the casting director gathers all the people he thought or she thought were the best, brings them to the agency, and the ultimate decision is made there. Listen, they don't know what they want thoroughly yet. They have it written out, but until the actor goes in and shows his or her personality, you're helping them to make the decision. That's why I always say be yourself, because nobody else can be you but you. Any questions? Any answers? This is really important. A casting agent is not your agent. The casting agent is casting meaning to put the right person in the right spot for the commercial. The casting agent gets the characters. He then or she then sends the call out to the agents who represent you. Then the agent's got to go through the files and say they need a guy 70, they need a lady 40, they need 50, this, and this. Then you get the phone call, can you make the audition? When you go to the audition, and I've said this before, it's very important, you're going to see a lot of people just like yourselves that day, because that's what the call was for. And they'll all be reading the lines and the script and the copy, and you want to go off by yourself to a quiet place, pick up the copy, maybe it's a 30-second commercial, read it 3 times to yourself. The first time probably won't make any sense. The second time, you'll be a little less nervous. It'll make a little more sense. The third time, you start to get the swing of it. Bring a pencil with you. Sometimes it's mismarked. Sometimes it's not punctuated properly, to see if you can punctuate it. You know, take your pencil and make little marks so that you can read it properly. When you're called, go in. When you speak to the casting director, don't give him your life story. Don't do hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my ragtime gal. No, they don't want that. Even though you're so talented, you're bursting at the seams to tell them, you know how much I can do? But right now, they have to see 100 people that day for a commercial about a product, and that's all they need to see. Is you come in, you say hello. They're going to say slate your name. What does slate mean?
It gives you a name.
You give your name and your agent. Okay, slate your name, go right into the thing, and that's it. Now, if you feel like you flubbed a line or you did it poorly and you really want another try, you may ask the casting director, can I do it one more time? And if they have the time, they'll let you. 9 out of 10 times in my life, I've known that, I've seen that they'll let you do it again. And, yes?
I have a question. Do they generally give you a clue as to the personality of the person you're representing, or are you supposed to infer that from the lines?
No, they give you the clue.
They do?
Yes. Usually when you...
Because Marshall was saying, now do it as somebody else, you know?
Oh, yes. That's usually after they've given you the clue. They want to see what else you can bring to it. You know why they do that? Sometimes there are 2 or 3 people in a commercial, and if they like you and they think you've got what it takes, you may not wind up being the person that they originally had you cast
Oh,
for.
they recast you as someone else.
Right, so if they see you do it a couple of different ways, then they can show that, the casting director can show that to the agency and say, well, maybe he's not Mr., Fillmore, but maybe he's the next door neighbor. So you may want, I've been called upon to be in something, and I wind up finding out that I was a totally different person. So, it's all subjective. They see it a certain way, it's a subjective business. You had a question?
I've been, just in answer to her question, I've been to a number of auditions where they do not tell you what they want in the personality. They give you the lines, and they're asking you to present
infer
it
the
because they're
personality from the
looking for
line.
something and they're not totally sure. I went to one where I was the 16th person to audition for the role, and the producer was in the room.
Right.
And as soon as I finished, he said, "That's what I want."
Yep, that happens.
It was the way I presented it. He didn't want me, but he wanted the way I presented it.
Yes, yes.
I didn't get both, but he liked the presentation.
Oh, that's a great, Marshall, that's a great thing you just brought up. He said the agent, or what was it?
The producer.
Producer.
The producer.
Was in the room, and he said, that's what I want. He said, I didn't get booked.
But not from him.